So, imagine stepping into a workshop, picking up this little metal crimping die, and then realizing it costs exactly $900.
Yeah, that is definitely a bit of a sticker shock.
Right. And that is exactly what HDTVSupply charges for their VPI RJ11-DIE. So, okay, let's unpack this. I mean, $900 for a single die.
Right, it sounds wild.
Why is a tool that usually costs like $15 at a hardware store priced like a high-end smartphone? Is it just vendor lock-in?
Well, what's fascinating here is that we really have to just completely change our definition of what this tool actually is. I mean, you aren't buying this to fix a loose Ethernet cable on your home router.
Obviously not for $900, yeah.
Right. This is a heavy-duty industrial component. It's specifically designed to auto-terminate RJ45 PLG-SF plugs, and it does this utilizing hydraulic and air compressors.
Okay, wait, let's pause and translate some of that jargon for a second. RJ45 plugs, those are just the little clear plastic clips at the ends of standard internet and network cables, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the auto-terminating part means that instead of a human stripping the wire, lining up the tiny colored threads.
Right, getting them all perfectly straight.
Yes, and then squeezing a hand tool until their knuckles turn white, a machine perfects the whole process. It perfectly slices and connects those tiny wires inside the cable in just a single calibrated punch.
Oh, wow. Okay, so think of a standard hand crimper, like a bicycle, right? Where you control the force yourself. But this VPI RJ11-DIE is more like a bullet train.
That is a great way to look at it. You aren't just squeezing this with your hands.
Yeah, it requires major force. It doesn't move on its own. It's the highly specific mold that a massive machine pushes through to crush the cable perfectly.
Precisely.
But here's where it gets really interesting, and honestly where I get tripped up. The spec sheet actually says this hunk of metal ships with the latest firmware. Wait, really? How does a solid block of metal involve firmware?
I know, it sounds completely like a typo, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a mistake.
But it's actually the key to this whole manufacturing tier. The die itself is hardened metal, sure, but it contains an embedded microchip. It essentially functions as an RFID tag.
Oh, so it acts like a digital ID card.
Exactly. So it integrates into a much larger automated ecosystem. It's specifically designed to easily change molds on heavy-duty VPI crimp machines.
Okay, and those are the base stations providing the actual power.
Right, like there's 60-watt and 90-watt power variants. And just for context, those machines run anywhere from about $3,100 to over $3,500.
Wow. So when you slot the die in, it talks to the base station.
Yes, the base station reads that chip to instantly adjust its parameters. It tells the machine exactly what physical tool it is holding, how much hydraulic pressure to apply and when to release.
Okay, so it takes the guesswork completely out of the operator's hands.
Yeah.
It's not just a mold, it's a smart mold.
It really is.
But this brings up the most important question for you listening to this deep dive right now. Why do we need this level of robotic precision? Like, why should you care about a hyper-niche hydraulic tool?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to look at the vendor, HDTVSupply.
Right.
Because they aren't just in the business of selling tools, they build massive Wolfpack HDMI matrix switchers. We're talking about colossal AV over IP networks for places like massive sports bars.
Right, the commercial venues.
Exactly. And these systems handle anywhere from 9 TVs up to a staggering 160 TVs.
And just to clarify for everyone, a matrix switcher is basically the brain routing all the different video feeds to all those different screens simultaneously, right?
Right. Now, imagine you are a commercial integrator hardwiring a 160-screen sports bar.
Oh man, that is a lot of cables.
It's thousands of precise cable connections behind the walls to link all those screens back to the matrix switcher.
Right, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
If you try to do that with a $15 hand tool, you'd not only have endless hand cramps, but network failures are basically guaranteed.
Exactly. And that is the hidden cost of scale. A loose crimp in your living room is annoying, but a drop signal across 160 screens during the Super Bowl.
That's a complete business disaster.
It is. You need absolute automated hydraulic perfection every single time.
So the sheer scale of the engineering demands it. You can't just plug in 160 4K TVs and hope for the best. To build that matrix, you need thousands of flawless connections.
Yep.
And to get those connections, you need firmware-updated, hydraulic-powered dies physically crushing those cables perfectly. That $900 tool is the invisible backbone of flawless mega-screen entertainment.
The end result is seamless for the customer, but the process to get there is heavily industrialized.
TrueScale really does require serious infrastructure. from those 160 TV matrix switchers all the way down to the tiny, smart hydraulic dies. So next time you're sitting in a massive sports bar surrounded by dozens of perfectly synchronized 4K TVs showing the game, don't just look at the screens. Think about the hidden, heavy-duty industrial tools and automated precision that had to happen behind the walls just to bring you the game.